on today. If you have been checking with our MT Forecast Conference, we're midway there, or 2/3 of the way there now. Of course, IMTS Spark going on, and today was also another one of the multi-day events for our partners ASME and the Additive Manufacturing Medical event. So I had a chance to speak there about the ceramics market for additive manufacturing. Suggest if that's in your bailiwick, go check that out. A lot of stuff going on in that market. It's interesting, small relative to polymers and metals, but a lot of multifunctionality and a lot of really cool things happening in the equipment and the materials in the ceramics world. But today for the minute, I do want to talk about some of the things happening in economic development, policy and legislation-wise, and what's taking hold. So back in 2017, we had the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, and within that, there were these things called opportunity zones. And if you're not familiar with the opportunity zones, these are defined distressed areas. They're economically distressed areas that are looking to attract investment, particularly for public and private investment. So this would increase an investor's return on their investment, ROI. It would also bring more activity, economic activity, to those distressed areas. And so, some quick stats about that. There are roughly 8,760 designated opportunity zones, qualified opportunity zones throughout not just the 50 states, but also in DC and our 5 territories. And that roughly breaks down to cover about 98% of all economic development districts have opportunity zones in their district. So 98%. So it's probably in your local neighborhood. And one of the reasons these opportunity zones have been brought up is the job impact, but also the advancement. And in our case, we're tracking for the manufacturing side of things for capacity and capabilities. But 35.2 million people actually live in those OZs. So that's almost 11% of the population that live in opportunity zones. And so as you look at it as a tool, the Economic Development Agency, EDA, looks at the OZs as, in their words, another arrow in your quiver. So this is, how do you advance local and regional economic development? How do you ensure that distressed areas have revitalization? And in our cases, we're watching for OZs that might be good, have good shoring up for manufacturing capabilities. So get fresh investment. If you're familiar with the OZs, it's a 10-year horizon where you get the best tax break on those gains by starting earlier. And then, of course, it decrements and decreases the further along that 10-year horizon that you go and invest $1 in. So it'll be interesting to see how some of this plays out coming out of the pandemic. There's a lot of discussion around, where do we inject capital? How do we get people back employed? Do we expand? What do you do? But in that discussion, my advice today on the AMT Daily Minute is just, investigate opportunity zones. On their website, the EDA, they also have posted and published a tool that EDA, along with Indiana University, have produced and have made public. So you can access it and put in your region, and it walks you through a little bit about what's available, how can you use it, and next steps, if you will. But anyway, today's really on opportunity zones. That's a quick brush over on that, and hopefully it's helpful. If you haven't heard of it, it's worth digging into, and if you have, but are looking to make a more practical step with it, get in touch with me, and we can talk to you more about opportunity zones. All righty, guys. Well, that's it. I will let you go. Look forward to seeing you later.